Hi there. Before I get to today's project, I got some stickers in the mail. I got one from Maker238 from Tennessee. This guy is quite a character. I think you'll get a kick out of him. Take a look at his channel, check out his projects, see what you think. Second one is from Ron out of Ohio. Puppetwood of YouTube. Does some great projects. I think you'll like him. Check him out, subscribe, show him a little love. And the third one is from Seth, Brickhouse CraftWorks. He's out of West Virginia. What a surprise, they're all Yankees. So check him out. He does some really nice projects, and I think he'd like to see you show up on his channel, subscribe, help him build his channel a bit. Now, one thing I have to say, I don't pay a lot of attention to the number of views I get, to the number of subscribers I have, but I've been doing this for, I think it's 7 years now, and they're slowly building up on me. I just was alerted the other day to the fact that I'm slowly creeping up to 20,000 subscribers, which is just amazing to me. Now, I've done giveaways in the past, but it's been a while, and this is a pretty significant number. So I think I'm going to have to come up with something a little special for a giveaway when I hit the 20,000 mark. Now, when I do, I'm going to have a giveaway, and it's only going to be available to people who've subscribed to my channel. I know I get a lot of people watching who don't subscribe. This might give you some incentive to subscribe. So hopefully in the not too distant future, I'll be able to give away something special. So I hope you'll tune in for that, and I hope you'll stick around now as I explain today's project. For today's project, I've taken down a bunch of the segmented rings I've made and hung above me there for quite a while. There are 2 of them that have 24 segments in a ring. This one and this one. The rest are all 16 segments. So I'm starting, the base is going to be this walnut, then this is elm, this is birch and walnut, this one is birch, walnut again, maple and walnut, and 2 more of walnut. So I'll glue these up and do some turning. I hope you'll stick around. All right, big believer in hot glue. I'm going to put this up here, tighten the tailstock. It's closed up all the way around, and I'm just going to run a bead of hot glue all the way around here. All right, I'll give that glue plenty of time to cool, and then we'll be back. I have a birch disc that I cut 4 3/8 of an inch in diameter. This line is just a hair larger than that. I may have to go a little wider than that, but I'm going to clean this out, see how this fits in there. I'm going to be turning this 500 RPM. Start with my parting tool, and then I will use Cindy Drozd's signature recess tool. The main reason I like using Cindy Drozd's recess tool is that I love seeing these fine ribbons coming off of there. There are faster ways to do it, but I just enjoy that. I'm here for the pleasure, not the speed. see how deep that is. 1/4 inch, that's deep enough. So I'm going to glue this in with a spot of glue on the ends here, one on each end, because it's going to expand across this way. And it should be in there loose enough to allow that expansion. All right, I'm just going to glue that in and I'll be back. I want to keep the glue away from this gap. If I get glue in there, it's just going to defeat the purpose of this floating disc. So I want to get it all on here, just a little back from that opening. And that should be enough glue that I don't end up with a glue-starved joint. All right, now to put the next ring on there. Spread the glue a little bit. And I want to put one of the joints here, right on the center of one of these segments. Now this has 24 segments. This only has 16. Seems to be about right. I'll tighten up the tailstock, put pressure on there, let it sit for a while, and then get ready for the next ring. Having grabbed all of these rings at random, they're obviously different thicknesses. But I wanted to do something just a little different. So now I'm going to put one more ring on here. You can likely also tell that the hole, the opening, is different on all of them. I'm going to put glue on this one, get it glued on, and then I'm going to start turning the inside of this bowl. I've got 2 more rings I want to put on, but before it gets too deep and unwieldy, I will start turning it. Apparently, I forgot to tighten the coal jaws. All right, glue is pretty well spread. All right, we'll give that glue time to set up, and then I'll be back. Now I don't know how well this is going to show up in there, but it was sanded to 280 grit. Then I used Axe abrasive paste and polishing paste. And I'm real happy with the way that looks and feels in there. Now I'll glue on the next 2 rings and I'll be back. All right, got the last rings glued on here now. First thing I'm going to do is just trim off this top. Then I'll start hollowing the inside here. I realize you cannot see around this corner, but I can feel it. It's got a very nice contour. Now I want to shape the mouth and do the exterior of this bowl, at least most of the way down, before I sand this and finish it the same way I finished the inside. Well, this is not going to be the most graceful looking piece I've ever turned. I have sanded it to 400 and used denatured alcohol after each different grit just to clean the dust off thoroughly. Now for the finish, I'm going to use shellac. I'll use a brush on the outside, but because I can't get in there around this curve with the brush, I'm just going to use a piece of paper towel. I'll dip it into the shellac, have the lathe running at 100 RPM, and just reach in there and apply it as far as I can reach. In fact, I think I'll just use the paper towel all the way around. Seems to be spreading it nicely, nice and thin. All right, I'll give that lots of time to dry, and I'll do 2 or 3 coats anyway, and I'll be back after that's finished. Well, I lost track but I've got either 5 or 6 coats of shellac on here. Now I'm going to use Axe abrasive sanding paste, and then I will use his polish restoring paste. Oh, I think that is absolutely gorgeous. All right, now to figure out how to reverse chuck this. I haven't used my donut chuck for a long time. It's so handy. I'm going to use it now. I just want to remove the glue on here. Now I do have a video on how to build this if it interests you. I find it the only thing to use at times like this. Just a little bit left there. I'm going to shear cut this with my bowl gouge. All right, that's cleaned up. I just need to sand this now. Put a little finish on here. Put my logo coin in. Sign and date it, and I'll be back after I do that. Well, that completes today's project, and I'm quite pleased with this. I wasn't crazy about the shape, but it's growing on me. The thing is, when you take a bunch of rings and just stack them together with no preconceived notion of what you're going to make, you're stuck with what the wood has to offer you. And I think this came out all right. And more important, my wife likes it. Is that important or what? So I've got it autographed on the bottom, the date, my logo coin in there, and I think that might sit on a mantle for a little while. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you did, click the like button. If you don't, click the dislike button, the thumbs down. That used to bother me, but you know, to be honest, I just don't care anymore. So feel free to click whichever button you like. If you haven't subscribed before, I hope you'll consider that. I really appreciate all my subscribers. And if you think it's worthy, share it with your friends. It helps grow my channel, and I do appreciate that very much. So thank you again for stopping in today. I hope you'll come back next time. Between now and then, have a great day in your shop and be safe. Bye-bye now.